So this is the second day of working, and I just marked out the locations of the pivoting posts and the forked standing opening and closing posts. So the tree is 7 meters 70. So we're using a gate opening of 4 meters 70 and a counterbalance of 3 meters. I'm not thinking about the weight balancing now. I'm just putting the maximum size of gate that we want for a reasonable size of counterbalance, and then we'll adjust by adding probably a stone on the root side. So we left about 1 meter here extra to stay away from the little what is this, a creek? No, it's like a drainage canal. So you're not, if a tractor comes into the field, it's not too close to the border there, which would be a risk for slipping. Until this post in the ground there, that's the distance of the counterbalance, which is 3 meters. So if you would swing the gate open, the counterbalance will come until this point, which still has like 1 meter clearance to the road, so that is good. And then the other 4.7 meters obviously goes into the field and opens towards the existing vegetation there. Now that I have determined the location and put the posts in the floor, and then I can clean up further when the tree is in its place on the pivoting post. So yeah, I guess for me, let's wait for this F-16 flying over. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, it might have been F-35, I don't know about current war airplanes. Okay, so I have positioned the style of the gate on the floor. So the floor will represent the plane defined by the gate. So it naturally wants to fall to its flattest plane, so I basically just can let it sit where it wants to sit. Now I'm just gonna scribe a level line roughly in the center on the two end grains that later I can connect with a snap line. So there we have the line on the end grain transferred with an incline on the side of the style all the way to the other side. And now we can use this as a reference line to lay out the tenon. So I'm just gonna mark the width of the tenon. So that means I have a mark here and a mark here. And I'll make the tenon 10 centimeters long, which is around there. I'll just make a projection here downward, here. And there. So here we have roughly cut out the first tenon. It's not squared up in the other direction yet. I need to work to the line here better, check the width for consistency. Yeah, so let's continue. Alright, so I planed this down and checked the width, which is good now. So to square up this tenon, we could, obviously on the end grain we can use a square, but then we have marks here that go up from the line and define 2 points on the side of the tenon that need to go square also down the length of the style. But if we have a point here, we don't know exactly which way it goes, because we cannot use the end grain as a reference for square because this is a random cut. Alright, so the conclusion is that I should have maybe done this before I cut off the ends, and that is to, instead of having just two lines snapped on the side, we need the cross. So we need a level line and then a square plumb line on it, but I think we can get away by using the square on the end grain, because we have our level on this end grain and also on that end grain. So if we want the center point of this line to be plumb above the center point on that line, we just have to define the middle point here and there, and then assume these as being plumb, meaning that if we go from that fictional line that goes between those 2 points, we can just measure from the center point again the distance that we want and scribe it on the sides of the wood, same on that side, and then we can snap a line between those 2 points without having to level everything here and use projections and stuff like that. So if I do that, so now we have lines defined here, or points defined here and here, that we can transfer to the other side if we do exactly the same as we did here. The only issue is that over there we might not have enough width to do 5, but we'll see. Okay, so now we have also our 2 points, and we have to use a snap line again to the other side. So it would be there. So we can now use this one as a reference. So if we make it only 4 instead of 5, meaning from there to there, you know, we can draw this like that. Here we go. There we have the 5 styles fitted. Next time I will do the curved shoulders to make them fit tightly around the roundness of the tree.